and, and he has Goku for his profile picture. Sup, people? We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna be reading manga reviews from, I don't know, from some of these sites. We'll go through the good ones and then the not so good ones. Hopefully we get through some funny ones. And then we can talk about which ones are accurate or not. And maybe you guys can actually suggest which other series to kind of touch on. I just thought it'd be a fun idea. I've not seen anybody do anything like it. We'll go start with volume 1, right? Yoshihiro Togashi. I guess we'll start with the good ones first. Y'all can also leave recommendations for other manga that, you know, we can check out the reviews. And let's start with Hunter x Hunter. Currently on damn hiatus. Okay, so we got a super fan. Hunters are elite warrior. Oh my gosh. This is the downside of this series. They have to read. Damn it. Hunters are the elite warriors. They have many privileges and can do some great achievements, like discovering new species, capturing the most notorious criminals, and discovering ruin, blah, 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 blah. It also, okay. Oh man, this is an essay. Anybody got time for this? Golly! Is this an article? I wish I had fans this dedicated. Leave me a review like this. Golly. Many complain from his writing style. I have to admit, it gets so bad at some point. Not that much of a fan. He obviously suffers from back pain, but he wants to do his best. I respect him for that. I'm thinking about rereading it. I want to buy it someday. And saying I want to reread it is something because I never reread books. Okay. If we had to give up Togashi's drawing style and have the rest of the story, I wouldn't mind. Oh, okay. This is a case of, when it comes to the manga version, story over art, I guess. I mean, of course, no one will catch the character impressions like he does, especially Hisoka. That's the weird dude, right? I'm ready to sacrifice it to know what will happen. I feel you, man. Hiatuses, I can relate. Okay, so that's that. 2 stars. What's the issue, Sam Quixote? Volume 1 sets up the series premise and the first obstacles Gon and his fellow wannabes have to overcome. I couldn't have cared less! This was also uninteresting. I just couldn't get excited about any of it. Characters are bland, the story is predictable and unengaging. None of the action was great. I'm baffled as to what fans see in this. The writing and art is plain whatevs. The 2-choice quiz, some of the fantasy beasts, and the beginnings of the trials were momentarily less tedious blips than the rest of the Snorefest. The book isn't incompetently put together, it's just not all for me, and there's no way in hell I'm gonna keep on with this comorific comic. Somebody has high standards. Sam Quixote. Is he capping? The characters are bland. and he has Goku for his profile picture. Got him. Okay, the vibe I'm getting from this is that Hunter x Hunter doesn't have, at least the manga, the greatest beginnings. The vibe I'm getting is, oh, you gotta give it some time. If you're looking to create something like this, the best place to be is to be where early chapters, early volumes are kicking and like on all cylinders, right? That's the vibe I'm getting. If it came out today, it might have gotten canceled then by Jump. Maybe. Let's go to specific stars. Start with 1. Very few 1 stars. If I see this, I'm like, it's definitely not a bad book. You know what I mean? 2 stars. We already talked to Sam. Gavin. First volume, pretty formulaic, but better than it looks. He's probably a fan, but he's like, volume 1, All this is telling me is, if you want to get into Hunter x Hunter, just watch the anime, don't get the books. Catch up with the anime, and then start to get the manga. So let's go 3. Hunter x Hunter easily ranks amongst the most interesting shonen manga ever made. At the same time, it is also amongst the most frustrating ones, as it has several mishaps. Okay, this is another essay, man. Oh my gosh. I need your summary, man. In other words, shows like Kaiji or Liar Game eat its tactics for breakfast, and Full Metal Alchemist does an overall far better job in terms of action, character immersion, and properties of cinematics. You have been informed. I think we've gotten the vibe for Hunter x Hunter. We know what it's about. We know what everybody's saying. Apparently, the general consensus is it's great, most of these people probably watched the anime before they actually read the book, and so they're willing to look past a lot of stuff. I guess this is a case where the volume 1 kind of got away with it because it's interesting overall, and it was interesting enough to keep people engaged until it really took off. That's the vibe I'm getting. All right, I think we get it. What other series should we check out? Dandadan. Let's just take a look at it first. Spanish, can't read that one. Good first volume. Reading this for the hot grandma. Have no idea what that means. This looks like something that Fujimoto, Chainsaw Man, would write. It's very strange and entertaining, just how I like my manga, but most importantly, the grandmother is hot. I don't know when the series came out, but when it comes to hot grandmas in manga, I did that. That's my thing. Just putting it out there. It's a lot of Spanish. One of my absolute favorite series publishing right now. Dandadan is very unique in what it's doing. The plot is funny and serious at the same time. Tatsu Yukinobu art looks unequivocally noteworthy, symmetrical with the right blend of humor. Highly recommended. Dandadan has been on my radar for a while since I saw it pop up on Shonen Jump, so I finally decided to give it a read. First of all, Ayasi's earrings are so cute. Second, I was worried because when I first saw some of the other people's reviews, a lot of them were talking about a hot grandma. I was worried too, man. And then the weird, horny spirit grandma showed up, and you never know with this generation. Ayasi's grandma showed up. She can hit me with a bat any day. Such a MILF. I like the plot. What is the plot? Everybody's loving the series. What are the problems? Filters go to 1 star. Nobody? That's a good sign. And nobody says anything. 2, nobody says anything. So off rip, this is a good series. It gotta be a good series. It gotta be. This is my rating and review for the entire series. Dandadan is very funny, wild manga that began in 2021. It's an urban fantasy which showcases some humans with superpowers having to deal with wacky creatures of all sorts, and also deal with their changing emotions as young students. While not overly excellent in any distinct category of writing, it's still a fun read nonetheless. So it's really just 4 stars and 5 stars with, where people were being vocal. So okay, Dandadan, I feel you, I see you. Maybe I'll read the first chapter. That was Dandadan, not bad. What else we got? We've done Hunter x Hunter, we've done Dandadan, Berserk. Yep, I have not seen Berserk either. I'm like one of those guys, I've not seen any of them, but I can still tell you about them. It's weird. That's what Twitter does to you. RIP the creator, but did Berserk actually finish? Or it's just, since the creator is no longer here, it just stops where it is. I'm curious what happens with that. Berserk is another one where everybody's like, read the manga, stay away from the anime. If you see the anime, run. The philosophical battle between Guts, the Black Swordsman, and Griffith, the White Hawk, freedom versus tranquility. The story centers on the characters of Gus, a lone mercenary, and Griffith, the leader of a mercenary band called the Band of Hawks. Themes of isolation, camaraderie, and the question of whether humanity is fundamentally good or evil pervade the story as it explores both the best and worst of human nature. 4 stars. Nobody's giving this a 1. No, who's giving this a 1 star? That was over 200 pages of people split in half. 200 pages of loin clothes, bared muscle arms, clenched chins, dramatical rippling cloaks, and one of the most phony, useless excuses for a sword that I've ever seen during all the years I've been reading manga. There is no plot, no real characterization beyond evil guy and bad A anti-hero, and no deeper meaning. I wonder what Freud would have thought of this. Y'all agree? No plot? It's just blood and guts? That was amazing! Amazingly boring. There is little purpose for this manga other than to display eviscerations of humans and monsters alike. The main character has no redeeming quality and the plot is missing altogether. It's like, how can somebody come with this conclusion from a series that I know people don't shut up about? I hear Berserk everywhere. The Black Swordsman, or Guts, is a troubled individual. He is a good fighter, cold-hearted like all battle-hardened warriors. He's plagued by a demonic brand that draws evil spirits and monsters to him. Though he tries to help the weak, he only respects the strong who can take care of themselves. His mission seems to be to fight evil, but he doesn't shy away from killing others in his path. The task is made trivial by his near invincibility and the oversized sword on his back. The sword is in a class of its own, not really sharp, just as big as a truck. 1 star is like so, like if the art is so good, if you don't like the plot and that's the only issue you have, 1 star just feels like it doesn't make sense, but boring and shallow. Okay, this is a series review. The whole series 1 star? God. Though Western comics have always seemed a bore to me, my contemporary favorite is My Hero. So you would give My Hero 5 stars, but you give Berserk 1 star. DNF, bad art. Bad art? Cap. First 2 volumes are trash, to be completely honest. The real masterpiece starts at the Golden Age arc. So is this another case, kind of like a Hunter x Hunter, where just get past the first volumes and then you get to the good stuff? I imagine it'll be much easier to do that with Berserk because the art, from what I've seen, is chef's kiss. I don't understand the hype behind this manga series. The first volume is so macho and the main character so absolutely despicable. Someone tell me that this series redeems itself in the future, because I do not understand why people rave to me about this. It does. If you read far enough into the series, you'll see why the first few volumes are the way they are. Okay, from the looks of these, I guess maybe, at least from these people's perspectives, early volumes, a lot of people are willing to overlook them and continue giving series a chance until they're hooked. Or if they fall off, the people who do continue with the series then get to the really entertaining parts, and then the word of mouth kind of begins, right? For 1 stars, this one had the most like chit chat. You got some 2 stars, probably saying similar things. Things are at the most badass when they aren't trying to be. No tension or stakes make the constant ass kicking and gore about as engaging as watching a snail trying to climb a wall. The protagonist is as stoic as they come, trying so desperately to not fall into the black or white category that he just comes across as annoying. I don't care for him, and I don't care much about him. Guts is like a lesser Geralt of Rivia, aka The Witcher. Oh, and we get a pointless, irritating little elf who doesn't contribute anything meaningful to the story and is clearly only there to react to Guts berserking. I'm sure everyone plays an important role later on, but I have no motivation to find out myself. Now look, the art is fine. The art I saw is not fine. The art I saw is stellar. Feeling nitpicky, at least, you know, there's some self-awareness. I have no idea what's going on, and the only reason I'm going to keep reading is everyone is telling me how good it is. Lots of super boring fights which have zero emotional impact because we don't know anything about the characters or the stakes yet. The 5-star people, how do they feel? I think this is easily the best and most epic manga ever written. This is a review of the review of the whole series, right? The drawing is grimy and it has this very old school 1980s feel, which I think gives a little something extra. Pound for pound, the most visually stunning and sometimes revolting that I've ever read. The story just gets deeper and deeper. Philosophical battle between Guts and Griffith, freedom and tranquility. I hope everyone who loves comics will read this series and at some point in their life and be as blown away as I was. Medieval kingdoms, big swords, frenzy warriors, gore, nude, sex, intrigue, betrayal, demons, a quest for vengeance. Berserk is an encapsulation of the best parts of dark fantasy. You know how nowadays everything gets compared to Dark Souls. Even Dark Souls took heavy inspiration from it. If pretty images are all you care about, then you will never be disappointed, as the artwork is amongst the best you can find. A big part of the charm is also the graphic depiction of people getting slaughtered. Berserk. And demons looking like the stuff of feverish nightmares. We got an essay person here. 5-star, you love it. There's different kind of people out there, man. And I think that's Berserk. And let's say I go read volume 1, I'm not gonna be blown away according to them. But the art, I know for sure, that's gonna be dope. What series should we do next? Let me see, Attack on Titan. Hajime Iyasama. 5-star, 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 5-star. I didn't think I loved this manga so much. Everybody loves this one. I'm sure the 1 stars would be barely any. Y'all remember Sam? Sam is giving Attack on Titan 1 star.
Cap
Sam, you're drinking too much Caprisone. In the future, oversimplistic stories exploring the Japanese xenophobic mindset will bore you with their complete lack of imagination. The evil Titans, or foreigners, threaten the tiny human population, or Japanese, by eating them or consuming their culture. The humans live in medieval type castle structures with multiple layers of walls that don't work to attempt to protect themselves from the Titans who want to eat them for some reason. Attack on Titan Volume 1 sucks ostrich balls. That's creative. 44 likes. Dang, Sam, with the Goku profile picture. All right, guys, we reviewed all of that. I'm trying to do some interesting things here at Twitch, things that I wouldn't usually do on YouTube. But again, in the meantime, guys, please go pre-order the books, and then maybe in the future we'll read the reviews of these books as well. So it's Apple Black, Volume 1, Volume 2. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for showing up. It's My Manga, and I'm outie.